The most dangerous animals in the world. Horns, fangs, and switchblade faces can all be found on these deadly creatures. Most people have one animal phobia or another, be it a fear of sharks thanks to sensationalist blockbusters or a horror of anything that creeps and crawls. But when it comes to which species are worth being afraid of, the answer might surprise you. Ferocious beasts of all shapes and sizes can be downright deadly. Some actively cause large numbers of human fatalities, while others are relatively unknown but extremely lethal when contact is made. It's just part of the reason why animal advocates and wise tour guides always advise against touching or interacting with wildlife. Below are the 15 most dangerous animals in the world, and where you might encounter them. 15. Hippopotamus. Hippos may look like giant, bumbling things, but they are often considered Africa's most dangerous mammal. They're territorial, unpredictable, and armed with a mouthful of teeth sharp and strong enough to do lethal damage. If their territory is encroached, whether that be by a crocodile, another hippo, or boat full of tourists, they will aggressively defend their space. When hippos attack, they do so with canine teeth nearly 2 feet long at a pressure of 2,000 pounds per inch too. A lion exerts half this much pressure when biting its hardest. As if that weren't enough reason to steer clear. Hippos sweat a red liquid that looks like blood, securing their title as most metal animal on the planet. Where to find them? Their natural environment is the rivers and lakes of sub-Saharan Africa, though they've also made their way to Colombia. 14. Box jellyfish. Often found floating or very slowly moving at speeds close to 5 miles per hour, in Indo-Pacific waters. These transparent, nearly invisible invertebrates are considered by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration to be the most venomous marine animal in the world. Their namesake cubic frames contain up to 15 tentacles that can grow up to 10 feet long. Plus, those tendrils are lined with thousands of stinging cells known as nematocysts, which contain toxins that simultaneously attack the heart, nervous system, and skin cells. While antivenoms do exist, the venom is so potent that many human victims have been known to go into shock and drown or die of heart failure before reaching shore. They kill 20 to 40 people every year in the Philippines alone, for those who are lucky enough to make it to the hospital and receive the antidote. Survivors can sometimes experience considerable pain for weeks afterward, and are often left with nasty scars from the creature's tentacles. Where to find them? Box jellyfish float off the northern coast of Australia up to the Philippines. 13. Cone snail. Found in the warm waters in the tropics, these beautiful creatures, instantly recognizable for their highly prized brown and white marbled shells, can be seen in shallow depths closer to shore, near coral reefs and rock formations, and beneath sandy shoals. But do not dare to touch the 4 to 6 inch long gastropods. Their concealed, harpoon-like teeth contain a complex venom known as a conotoxin, making them one of the most venomous species of snails. Yes, there are other venomous snails. Only a handful of people have ever been stung. But, quite unfortunately, there is no antivenom. The toxin stops nerve cells from communicating with one another, so the creature not only causes paralysis within moments, but, per its nickname of cigarette snail, affords you about enough time to smoke a stick before you die. Where to find them? Cone snails live in the waters surrounding Caribbean islands, Hawaii, and Indonesia. 12. Golden poison dart frog. Poison darts are a large, diverse group of brightly colored frogs, of which only a handful of species are particularly dangerous to humans. The most deadly, the golden poison dart, inhabits the small range of rainforests along Colombia's Pacific coast, and grows to around 2 inches long, roughly the size of a paperclip. Its poison, called batrachotoxin, is so potent that there's enough in one frog to kill 10 grown men, with only 2 micrograms, roughly the amount that would fit onto the head of a pin, able to kill a single individual. But what makes the amphibian especially dangerous is that its poison glands are located beneath its skin, meaning a mere touch will cause trouble. Little wonder the indigenous Imbera people have laced the tips of their hunting blow darts with the frog's toxin for centuries. Sadly, deforestation has landed the frog on several endangered lists, but if you're lucky enough for a rare sighting when hiking, don't go reaching for it. Where to find them? Golden poison dart frogs are only found in the rainforests of Colombia. 11. Cape buffalo. Cape buffalo, which number around 900,000 in the wild, are a relatively mild species when left alone, preferring to travel in massive herds as they graze in early morning and late afternoon hours, or gather around watering holes. However, if an individual, or its calf, is threatened or wounded, they become the incarnation of their nickname, Black Death, reportedly responsible for killing more hunters on the African continent than any other creature. These behemoths, which can grow up to nearly 6 feet tall and weigh close to a ton, circle and stalk their prey before charging at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. They're even known to continue charging when injured, and will not hesitate to attack moving vehicles. Suffice to say, you don't want to mess with those horns. Where to find them? The sub-Saharan Africa, including the Masai Mara in Kenya, is home to Cape buffalo. 10. Indian saw-scaled viper. While plenty of snake species pack enough venom to bring down a human, not all of them take the multifaceted approach of the Indian saw-scaled viper. Sometimes called the little Indian viper or the saw-scaled viper. These reptiles live in some of the most populated areas of the region they occupy, which stretches well beyond India. They remain inconspicuous, though, by using their natural camouflage to blend into desert surroundings. Because they are typically active at night, it's best to listen for their defensive sizzling sound. This comes from a behavior called stridulation, in which the snake forms coils and rubs its scales together. Even with a warning, saw-scaled vipers are extremely aggressive, with more than double a lethal dose into each bite. Luckily, there is an effective anti-venom. Where to find them? The home of the Indian saw-scaled viper stretches into the Middle East, Central Asia, and across the Indian subcontinent. 9. Pufferfish. Pufferfish, also known as blowfish, are located in tropical seas around the globe. Though they're the second most poisonous vertebrate on the planet, after the golden arrow dart frog, they're arguably more dangerous as their neurotoxin, called tetrodotoxin, is found in the fish's skin, muscle tissue, liver, kidneys, and gonads, all of which must be avoided when preparing the creature for human consumption. Indeed, while wild encounters are certainly dangerous, the risk of death from a pufferfish increases when eating it in countries like Japan, where it is considered a delicacy known as fugu and can only be prepared by trained, licensed chefs. Even then, accidental deaths from ingestion occur several times each year. The tetrodotoxin is up to 1,200 times more poisonous than that of cyanide, and can cause deadening of the tongue and lips, dizziness, vomiting, arrhythmia, difficulty breathing, muscle paralysis, and if left untreated, death. Where to find them? You'll find pufferfish around Japan, China, and the Philippines. 8. Inland taipan. First, the good news: inland taipan snakes, called dengerous by Aboriginal Australians, are reclusive, docile snakes unlikely to get aggressive with humans without cause. The bad news is that when people sneak up on inland taipans or try to handle them, they are well equipped to defend themselves. The venom of inland taipans is considered the most toxic of any snake on the planet, and they strike quickly and accurately when the need arises. And did we mention they evolved specifically to bring down mammals? A single bite has the capacity to take out 100 grown humans, causing organ failure, convulsions, and paralysis until death occurs. The only antivenom that exists is geared towards the inland taipan's coastal cousin, and given the snake's remote locale, accessing it quickly is unlikely. Most inland taipan victims are herpetologists and professional snake handlers, but even laymen should keep an eye out when exploring the outback. Where to find them? Inland tapians call the semi-arid regions of Central East Australia home. 7. Brazilian wandering spider. If the size of this spider isn't enough to inspire a sudden heart attack, they can be 5 to 7 inches long, then its highly venomous bite will finish the job. Many spiders have fangs packed full of toxins but aren't known to bite people. Unfortunately, the Brazilian wandering spider is not one of these. Even worse, this spider often lives up to its name and wanders into densely populated areas to seek shelter in dark, cozy places like the inside of shoes, clothes, log piles, cars, and other places people may stick their hands. Human death can occur within 2 to 6 hours of a bite, typically as a result of lung failure, though fever, vomiting, and paralysis also occur. Bites from Brazilian wandering spiders are uncommon, but don't let your guard down in their territory. Just in case. Where to find them? Living well beyond its namesake country. Brazilian wandering spiders are found in tropical regions of Central and South America. 6. Stonefish. The most venomous fish known to humans is an easy one to miss, which is by design. Stonefish, after all, are named for their visual similarity to rocks. Sitting perfectly still and blending right into the seabed where an unsuspecting foot can easily step down on their dorsal fins, primed and ready to attack with potent neurotoxins. The unluckiest clodhoppers will step hard, applying more pressure and increasing the amount of venom that gets injected. They may also trigger the stonefish's secondary defense mechanism known as a lacrimal saber, which has been likened to a switchblade of the face. Yikes! Fatality from stonefish venom can occur within an hour, so victims need to seek anti-venom immediately, applying water heated to over 113 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius, in the meantime to denature the venom. Much easier is just watching where you step. Where to find them? The coastal Indo-Pacific Ocean, the Red Sea, and the Great Barrier Reef help hide these venomous sea creatures. 5. Saltwater crocodile. Florida's alligators may be scary, but they have nothing on their cousin, the fearsome crocodile, which is more short-tempered, easily provoked, and aggressive toward anything that crosses its path. Of all the species in the world, the largest, and most dangerous, is the saltwater crocodile. These ferocious killers can grow up to 23 feet in length, weigh more than a ton, and are known to kill hundreds of people each year, with crocodiles as a whole responsible for more human fatalities annually than sharks. Then again, so are cars. Saltwater crocodiles are especially dangerous as they're excellent swimmers in both salt and freshwater. Yes, their name is confusing, and can strike quickly with a bite delivering 3,700 pounds per inch to psi of pressure, rivaling that of the T-Rex. If that's not enough to scare you, let us put it into perspective. Humans chomp into a well-done steak at around 200 pounds per square inch, a mere 5% of the strength of a saltie's jaw. Where to find them? Saltwater crocodiles are found in the Indo-Pacific region, everywhere from India to Vietnam, all the way to northern Australia. 4. Tsetse fly. Often regarded as the world's most dangerous fly, the tsetse fly, a small speck of an insect that measures between 8 to 17 millimeters, or about the same size as the average house fly, is commonly found in sub-Saharan Africa, especially throughout countries in the center of the continent. While the flies themselves are nasty blood-sucking bugs that usually feed during the peak warm hours of the day, their true terror lies in the protozoan parasites they spread known as trypanosomes. These microscopic pathogens are the causative agent of African sleeping sickness, a disease marked by neurological and meningoencephalitic symptoms including behavioral changes, poor coordination, as well as the disturbances in sleeping cycles that give the illness its name. If untreated, the condition can be fatal. While there are no vaccines or medications available to prevent infection, methods of protection include wearing neutral-colored clothing. The tsetse fly is attracted to bright and dark colors, especially blue. Avoiding bushes during the day, and using permethrin-treated gear in more remote areas. Where to find them? Tsetse flies zip around the Sudans, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Angola. 3. Blue-ringed octopus. At the size of a golf ball and decorated with stunning iridescent rings of blue, the aptly named blue-ringed octopus punches well above its weight. This docile animal will attack when threatened, packing a neurotoxin 1,000 times more powerful than cyanide, with no known antidote. Not that there would even be enough time to administer it before death occurs. The bite of the blue-ringed octopus is so painless, one might not even feel it happening, which makes it even more remarkable how often people share photos and videos with one in their hand. Even if they decide to spare the human touching them, the experience of being handled depletes the energy of a blue-ringed octopus, like all other wildlife, making survival tougher for them. Where to find them? Blue-ringed octopi live in the Pacific Ocean around Australia and Japan. 2. Mosquito. Clocking in at just 3 millimeters at their smallest, the common mosquito, even tinier than the tsetse fly, ranks as the second most dangerous animal in the world. Our reasoning? The sheer number of deaths each year, caused by various pathogens that several species of mosquitoes, of more than 3,000 in the world, carry to humans. The irritating insects, primarily those from the genera Aedes, Anopheles, and Culex, are the primary vectors of diseases like malaria, chikungunya, encephalitis, elephantiasis, yellow fever, dengue fever, West Nile virus, and the Zika virus, which collectively afflict an estimated 700 million and kill roughly 725,000 people each year. As the World Health Organization notes, more than half of the human population is currently at risk from mosquito-borne diseases. Given that the pests are attracted to our body temperatures and the CO2 we exhale, our best tools to prevent infection lie in the usage of insect repellents high in active ingredients like DEET and picaridin. Where to find them? Every region on the planet except Antarctica has mosquitoes. 1. Humans. Surprised? After all, we're animals too, and since we've been killing each other for 10,000 years. With the total deaths from war alone estimated at between 150 million and 1 billion, and that was a decade ago, it's a no-brainer that we top the list. We assault each other with incredibly high rates of senseless brutality. From gun violence to terrorist attacks around the globe. We're dangerous to other animals, too. Think global warming, the destruction of forests and coral reefs, and over-tourism, for starters. Given the threat we pose to countless other creatures, and the fact that we often act irrationally and have the capacity to annihilate our entire planet with a host of horrifying weapons like nuclear devices and genetically modified superbugs. We are squarely atop the list as the most dangerous animal in the world.